Hey, London, what is this about? Oh, come on now. I can't believe I'm being messaged by you again. Are you trying to ruin my day today? Wait, how about you stop whining about me for a second and listen to what I have to say? What do you want right now? I'm out shopping right now and don't have the time to look at my phone as you keep sending me all these annoying texts. There are a ton of papers in my rooms with all sorts of listings for different apartments and houses. Did you leave all these in here for me? So you finally come across all of those? I thought that all of those would be really important for you, so I went and looked them all up online and then printed them off for you. First off, do not just go into my room whenever you please. I have warned you about doing that plenty of times now. It's not my fault that every time I walk past your room, it feels like walking past a cave. I just thought it would be nice to go in and start doing the chores for you so that we didn't have to keep living with such a dark and dreary place in the house. I've told you that before, right? Would you stop talking about my room like that? Now, tell me why you think these listings are important for me. I don't really care about property hunting or anything like that. Well, I was just thinking that it would be for the best of everyone that you move out of here and live on your own for once soon. Move out and live on my own? Why are you bringing something like that up? I'm just saying that it's really not okay for you to be taking advantage of your mom and I like this by staying in the house all the time. You think I'm taking advantage of you? I have no idea what you're trying to talk about right now. Oh, geez. You can't be serious. There's no way you haven't noticed this whole time what you've been doing to us here. If you really have no clue, then you're even more messed up than I first thought. I don't remember you having the right to say things like that about me. My husband and your mom might not have it in them to tell you this stuff, so that's why I'm letting you know it's on all of our minds here. Well, don't start talking for them without their permission. If either of them had anything they wanted to say to me, they'd let me know. That's only what you've led yourself to believe. I'm sure that if you told them that you were moving out of this house and starting a life on your own, they would both start crying tears of joy. I'm really not sure that's the case. I'm going to have a talk with both of them about this now. London, where are you right now? Jeez, what do you want this time? Unlike you, I happen to have a lot of things I need to get done. Would you just give up trying to nag me already? I'm not talking to you right now because I want to, London. Then tell me why you're texting me right now. If you have something that you're wanting to tell me, then make it short and simple. Where did you put all of my things and furniture that were in my room? Oh, so you want to know about that stuff. So you really are the one behind all this. When I came back to my room after going shopping, the whole place was completely empty and not a single thing was left behind. The moment that I saw that, your face was the first thing that came to mind. Well, I'm happy to hear that. You must know me all too well by now then. I don't want to know you at all, though. Now tell me, what did you do with all my furniture and things? I would really love to tell you the answer to that, but before I tell you, you have to promise me something. I have to promise you something? Yes. I want you to promise me that after I've told you where I've placed all your things, that you'll leave this house and never come back. You've talked about that before. Do you really want me out of this house that badly, London? This isn't something that just I'm wanting. This is something that everyone in the family wants now. Everyone knows what you want by staying in this house all the time. What I want? Yes, we all know that you're staying in this house with the rest of us because you want to get the house and the rest of your dad's properties that he left behind. And you just think that by staying here forever, that it will all go right to you, right? You think I'm after my dad's things? What are you talking about? There's no reason for you to try playing dumb about it all now. We all know that such a sad and disappointing person as yourself cannot be allowed to live in this house anymore. Therefore, we'd like you to please leave. Then you can get a job and start to make a living yourself while paying for your own home. We're asking this for your sake, all right? All of that is what both my mom and my little brother are wanting as well? Of course, Ashley. I would never say those things were coming from the both of them without their agreement. I'm saying all of this because it's what the three of us want. We don't need some 40-year-old shut-in living inside this house anymore. Is that right? Okay then. I'll get to work on moving out of this house now, so please tell me where all of my things are. Mom, I'm moving out of the house. What? Why would you move out of this house just like that? London was telling me that it's time for me to get out of the house for good. London was saying that? Why would she ever say something like that to her sister-in-law? London said to me that it wasn't just her idea to have me kicked out of the house. She said you agreed with her as well. What? Why would I ever say that I want you out of this house? Why would she actually think that someone like me would want you to leave? That's what I thought. I kind of knew she was lying to me about all that. Well, then why are you still choosing to move out of the house? Just tell her no, and that should be all it takes. Well, listen to this, Mom. She went into my room without my permission again, and this time she went in and took all my things and my furniture and tossed them out. What? And she's told me before that she wants me out of the house. But this time, she's taken it one step too far by literally taking my things and throwing them out. I never thought she'd go this far. If I were to tell her no again this time, then who knows what she'd do the next time, Mom? That's why for the time being, I'm going to be moving out. I need to protect myself from her, and this is the only way. I understand that. I guess there's no other choice for you then. But I'd really like to know why London is trying so hard to get you out of the house. I think that she's trying to get Dad's money and other properties. Your dad's money? Why would she want anything to do with all of that? Well, who really knows why? Did your brother know anything about this? Probably not. He's always out of the house for work and only comes home to sleep before he's back out to work another shift. And I hadn't really bothered trying to tell him anything about it yet. And considering I'm moving out now, telling him anything isn't really my problem anymore. But you have to understand that by not letting him know about what his wife is doing, we're only going to make things worse. He's an amazing young man now, and I'm sure would never want something like this going on inside his family. I know that, Mom. But the thing is, he already has a lot on his plate, so I think that after I'm out of this house, I'll think of a way to take care of London for him. I wouldn't want him to have to start worrying about his wife and the rest of his family when he's already got so much to worry about regarding his job. You've never changed, have you? Not one bit. Now, I need to get the rest of my things taken care of before I move out. I'll talk to you later. All right, Ashley. Well, if you ever need any help with anything, don't be afraid to reach out to me. All right, thank you, Mom. Hey, my beautiful shut-in of a sister-in-law. Have you finished getting moved out of the house? I'm not going to be making you anything for dinner tonight, so I hope that's a yes. Everyone in this family is fed up with you as well, so they wouldn't want to see you around the dinner table anyway. We all want you out of here ASAP. Don't worry yourself one bit. I'll be out of the house by the end of the day. Finally! I wish you would have told me you'd actually be out of the house by the end of the day sooner. Now we can all finally say goodbye to the middle-aged loser that continued to get in our way. Middle-aged loser that's been getting in all your guys' way? What, have you really not noticed anything? Of course, you were in all our ways. All you did was sit around the house making no money and eating all our food. You can't be called anything besides in the way. So that's what you've really thought of me then. Please don't start acting like I'm the bad guy for thinking so, all right? All three of us think the same thing of you. Is that right? Well, I'm just glad to hear about how you really felt. Now, all that needs to happen is for your mom to piss off. Then this huge house and all the money your parents had will be mine. London, don't tell me you have something planned for my mom next. And that all has nothing to do with you, Ashley. I don't care what all you do to me, but if you even touch my mom, I will make sure you never crawl out from the grave I dig for you. How are things going? Are you enjoying the life of living on your own now? I don't think I'm going to enjoy it all too much, considering that I've never really had to live on my own before. It's all too new to me, and I'm having a really hard time getting used to it. Well, you'll get used to it eventually, and then you'll be thanking me for it, right? We'll see about that, London. Wow, trying to act all mysterious now. Anyway, what did you have for dinner last night? I can only imagine that all you had to eat was a cup of instant noodles because that's all you know how to make and can afford. Instant noodles, huh? Well, I guess it's not all too bad of an option, and wouldn't be all that unhealthy. But why would you think that's what I had last night? Did I say to you before that I like instant noodles or something? No. It's that when someone talks about the food that lowlifes like yourself eat, instant noodles are the first thing to come to mind. Lowlife? Well, I'm far from being a lowlife, London. I didn't really have all that much time last night, so I had to eat out. I had some carbonara for dinner with a bread basket. You ate out last night? How the heck were you able to afford to go out and eat like that? Wait, it's not like I went to a 5-star restaurant or anything like that. It was just some pasta and bread from a nearby restaurant. Don't tell me that you're getting money from your mom now or something. I'm not getting any money from her. I see. Well, that'd better be the truth. And if it is, then I suppose even you aren't as terrible as I was thinking. Honestly, if you were to have continued leeching off this house even after moving out, I would have thrown a fit. And I'm not kidding about that. Well, there's no need to worry. Now, there's something that I need to tell you about. And what could that be? I would like for you to completely cut ties to your mom, your little brother, and myself from now on. Huh? What did you say? Why should I have to cut ties to my family now? Do I really have to explain to you why I need you to cut ties to all of us? You sure as hell do. You really expect me to never see or talk to my family again? That is never going to happen whether you keep asking me to or not. You think they're your family? I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news here, but a parasite like yourself does not get to call my husband and mother-in-law their family. Excuse me? To my family and I, you are nothing more than a disgusting little leech. We were able to get you to stop sucking our money and time away, but we need to make sure you never have a way of latching back onto us. So please, leave us all alone forever now. You were never a shut-in that whole time, Ashley. What do you want from me now, London? Didn't you tell me a month ago that we were never to bother one another ever again? None of that matters now. You answer my question right now. How disappointing. I guess I'll have to talk with you one more time. I've never been a shut-in, not a lowlife nor a neat. I have a job, and I've been working for a long time now. Was that a good enough answer for you? But you were always at home in that room of yours. That's very true, and that's because I was working from home on my computer. In the past, I really enjoyed making blogs as a part of my hobby. I would talk about all my favorite cosmetics and brands so that everyone got an idea of what they were all about to me. And then after a couple of years, that blog really started to take off, and I had hundreds of thousands of followers. With all of those followers, I decided it was time for me to do more with my hobby, and I started my own company online. There, I'd sell a lot of different cosmetics as well as some of my own things. And even now, I'm running that company and website, making sure all those that need help with cosmetics get said help. Now, can you tell me why you're asking something like that right now? I was just told by my husband that from here on out, we're going to need to start saving up money. He's never brought anything up like that with me before. I asked him why we'd have to start saving up money, and he told me it's because you moved out of the house. I see. It must have something to do with the fact that the money I was making would be used to pay for all of you to live in that house. And now that I'm no longer there to pay for you guys, you're going to have to start saving up money, right? So you're telling me that the reason I was able to use so much money before was because of you? Not just because of me, but because of my brother and I see that now. But me being out of that house forever now was something you'd been asking me for, right? So what's the big problem here? You and your husband have that house all to yourselves now with my mom and can start working together to save money. I don't want to start saving my money. You tell me right now why you never told me before that you were working such an important job as running your own company. That's because I never thought it was something I had to waste my time telling you about. And you never even bothered to ask me what kind of work I did, so it went both ways. But because of you leaving this house, I can no longer go out shopping or eating anymore. Because of me? Weren't you the one that kicked me out of the house? Stop trying to act like you're the victim here. And to be honest with you, you're too old now to be playing around with everyone else's money like that. Now that you no longer have the money to go out and play, you can start focusing on things that most normal wives do, like cleaning and cooking. I have been cleaning and cooking all the time here. Oh, don't lie to me, please. You made my mom do all the hard work that you deemed too difficult or time-consuming for yourself to do. Wait, that was what? Are you going to tell me that was all because she wanted to help you out? I don't think that's the case, and neither does she. Now, I have to get some shopping done here soon. Wait, Ashley! Ashley, do you think you can come back to this house soon? I'm sure life on your own is pretty tough, right? Not at all, actually. I've become more used to it now, and I'm having the time of my life here. Oh, that can't be true. I'm sure it'd be a lot better for everyone to have you back home with us again. Whoever said that? There's no way someone like yourself would be saying that now, when it was you that kicked me out of that house in the first place, right? I was always against you being kicked out of here. Huh? What the hell are you going on about now? I'm being serious here. I never wanted to have you kicked out of the house. But both your mom and my husband were commanding me to. I had no other choice but to do as they were telling me, or else I'd be in trouble next. So both my mom and my little brother were the ones that forced you to do this to me? That's right. I'm sorry that I was never able to tell them I wouldn't do it. So please understand that behind the mask that I was putting on, it was me not wanting to say goodbye to you. Understood, London. Then allow me to go and check with them on that. What? When I think about it now, they have been talking to you a lot about me. So if those two were the ones that forced you to tell me to leave, I'd like to know why that was. That's why I'm going to have a chat with my mom. Okay then. But before you go and talk to her, let me have a word with her first. I'll go and make sure your mom understands that you need to come back here right now, so please wait for me to get back with you about what she says. Hi, can we talk right now? Sure, what's going on, London? Could you be the one to tell Ashley that it was you who wanted her out of this house and not me? What is this about, London? You want me to make her think it was me that wanted her gone? I'm sorry, but why would I do that? Can you please explain to me what the meaning behind this all is? I don't have time for that. Just do as I've told you, all right? Soon your daughter is going to text you about a lot of things, okay? So when she starts asking questions, please respond by telling her it was all your plan. Then she will be more than all right with coming back to this house for me. And then things can go back to the way they were before she left us. I'm sorry, London, but I am not able to lie to my own daughter. Also, I've already heard everything from her. You were the one that told her to move out of this house, right? Why do I have to be the one to take all the blame for your mistake? If you don't take the blame and apologize for it, then we'll never be able to get a hold of the money she makes ever again. Don't you get that? You have missed living a life of luxury with all her money, right? I can't believe this. I'm happy as long as I have both my kids living the lives they want to live. That's all I need. I never asked to have her money, and I don't care to live a life of luxury when it's her hard-earned money. Oh, come on already, woman. As long as you can take the blame and apologize for it, she'll come back to us. Please, just give it up already and do as I've asked. No way, London. I will not become another tool in your game to get my husband's and my money in this house. What? Wait, my game to get your husband's and your money? That's right. London, you want what my husband left behind for us, right? His money and his property? Wait. That's not totally true. You don't have to hide it from me anymore, all right? If that's what you really want, then I'll gladly let you have what he's left behind. What? Are you being serious right now? Well, of course. Then that means this massive house and all his other things and money will become mine? That's right. Also, you'll receive all his debt and have to pay that back. Huh? His debt? That's what I said. My husband was in charge of a company he started, and at first it was going so well for him. But towards the end of his life, the company started to go downhill, and he had to take on some large loans in order to keep it afloat. However, even with those loans, there was no hope and the company went under anyway. And, well, those loans he took out still need to be paid off. You're lying about that, right? I never heard a single thing about any of that crap. Not even my husband has said anything about that. You guys are supposed to be my family and you hid something like that from me? Not at all. I never even told my son about this. Ashley and I got together to talk about this and we both agreed not to tell him anything about it. When we both learned about the amount of debt my husband had left behind, it was the same time you and my son were getting married. We both didn't want for him to be worried about money as he was already spending so much on the wedding and honeymoon. You're lying. I can't believe any of this. So, were you able to get my mom to take the blame for you? Who the hell cares about that now? I want to talk about whether it's true or not that your dad was in debt before he died. Yes, that's true. That's why the thought of you taking all of what my dad left behind was a very kind thing for you to do. No way. You all have been living in such a massive house, though. And if you'd like to know something else, I told my mom not to sell that house after my dad passed away because I'd be the one to start paying off those loans. But if you're the one that wants to take all of that responsibility into your own hands, then I'll let you. Of course, you'll get all that debt as well, but... So you've been the one paying off your dad's debt? That's right. I've been using a lot of my money that I made to support you all so that we could live in that kind of house without worry, while also paying off those loans little by little. It's not like it was a painful thing for me to do either, so I never was upset with helping everyone out with my income. But since you're going to be taking care of all that now for me, then please do so. I will finally be able to use all the money I make now for myself. Stop playing around, Ashley. Why do I have to be the one to pay off the rest of your dad's debt? Because you were the one dreaming of getting all the things my dad left behind, right? The only things I wanted was the house and the money. I don't need your dad's debt. That's no good, London. If you're going to be taking all of his things, then you have to take the debt too. You can't just pick and choose the things you want and don't want. That's the rule. It wasn't even supposed to be me taking on all that stuff anyway, right? It's your brother who would be taking it all. You still think you can make me take all that debt and it'll be okay? This whole time, even before my dad passed, he was planning on taking all his things. Someone would have to, or else we'd lose the house and a lot of my dad's other properties. That's why before he takes everything, I was going to do my best to help pay off all that debt. That was my plan all along. But now you're wanting to do all of that for me, right? I'm so happy to hear that. You really are a better sister-in-law than I first thought. Shut the hell up. I will never pay off any of that debt for you all. Unfortunately, you don't get to decide whether to pay it off or not now. The banks will decide that. Especially since my brother will be taking it all if you don't. Then I'll divorce him. What? That's the only other option, right? I would never continue to be the wife of some man that takes on that kind of debt. Honestly, the only reason I married him in the first place is because I thought he and his family had a whole lot of money. But learning that there actually is all that debt in the family, I'm out of here. So that's the real you then, London? That's right. This is the real me. Well, if that's what you're planning on doing now, you better hurry up and tell him you want the divorce. And once I have him and all of you out of my hair, I can marry myself a real rich man. One who can actually show me just how much money he has. Do whatever you'd like after this divorce. The divorce was a safe success. Now, I don't even have to address you as part of my family anymore, thank God. I myself am feeling pretty happy about this as well, considering I don't have to have a pile of trash little sister anymore. Say whatever you want. I don't have anything to do with you anymore, stranger. Now, go back to working your butt off to pay off all that debt. You don't have to tell me that again. Was just about to get right back to my grind. But my goodness, does it feel so great to have my family back. My brother seemed very upset about what you'd done, so that divorce was a great call on your part. Yeah, I'm glad to see his sad life is no longer a part of mine. So from now on, please don't ever talk to me again. Goodbye forever. Hold on. Before you go away forever, there's something that has to be done. What's that? I'm going to talk with the police right now, so please wait a second. The police? What is this all about, Ashley? Do you not remember anything? You went and stole all my furniture, items, and money from my room, right? What? What are you talking about? Stop trying to make up crap about me now. I'm not making anything up about you. And I have the evidence to prove it. I happened to install a security camera in my room before you went in there. I started to notice money being taken off my desk and other things along with that, so I had the camera installed in order to catch who was doing it. And not even a week after putting the camera up, I got perfect footage of you taking money off the desk and from my purse. This is all going to make fantastic evidence for my case. Wait, even if that could be the case, why are you only bringing this up now? Why'd you let me get away with something like that for so long? I wasn't letting you get away with it because I wanted to. Having someone in your own family stealing from you is a really difficult case to make and fight. That's why I wouldn't have been able to just call the police at the time and ask them to come and arrest you either. What? So really, I am so thankful that you divorced my brother and left the family. You are nothing to me now. So now I'm able to let the police know about the stranger that's been coming into my room and stealing all my things. You're kidding me. No, not at all, London. Now I have to call the police. Wait, please don't do that. I'll give you all your money back. So please leave them out of this and forgive me. I have no reason to forgive you, do I? If you want to cry and make up some excuses, you'll have to make sure to tell all of that to the police when they come. Although you'll only be wasting time by doing all that because they have no reason to listen to you anymore.
Ashley, what happened to that idiot?
She's in custody now. I'm sure by now they have her back at the station and are showing her all the footage I took.
I see. Ashley, I'm so sorry that you got all tangled up in something like this.
You don't have to apologize for any of it, Dwight.
But it's my fault for never ever realizing that London was that kind of shallow person and would lie to you and the rest of us about what she did to you.
Well, I didn't want you worrying about her or I, so I left you out of what was going on.
I'm sure the same thing can be said about the debt then. You and Mom found out about that back when I was getting married to London, and I was already having to spend a lot, right? So you took on that debt for a while and were paying it all off for me.
That's what happened. Both Mom and I decided that would be best for you. We wanted you to just focus on your marriage to London.
I see. Thank you so much for all you've done thus far. But I'm no longer a child anymore, all right?
Huh?
This all happened because I was being spoiled by both you and Mom. So in order to make things right, I'd like to be the one to pay off the rest of that debt.
Wait, really? Are you sure you're okay doing that right now?
I'll be fine, Ashley. I'm not going to make you handle it anymore. I have a job of myself and I've been working very hard for months and months. So please, keep all your money to yourself now and let me finish off the payments. That is the one thing I'm begging you to let me do.
All right then. I'll let you finish off those payments for me. After that, London was booked into the county jail for multiple accounts of theft. And considering it was all on camera, there was not a single lawyer willing to defend her in court. So she ended up trying to defend herself in court against my lawyer and I, but that case ended rather quickly. She tried to say that at the time of the events, she was still my sister-in-law, and therefore the law shouldn't apply to her. But after having said that, the jury started to call her an idiot for thinking such a thing, and so did the judge, before he looked her in the eyes and told her that she'd be kept in jail for 14 months, and would also owe me a settlement of around $4,000. That's about the amount everything costed that she stole from my room and sold, as well as what she stole in terms of cash off my desk and from my purse. Soon after that very fast court case, London's parents were both called by the police department saying that their daughter was now booked and had a $25,000 bail on her. And when they both heard this, they were furious. Because of what they heard, they both told the police they would not be paying her bail and that they'd both go ahead and disown her from their family. This really did ruin her chances of ever having a family again, forcing her to live on her own with no one around to help her. After a year and a couple months in the county jail, she was released and started to live by herself. But from what I've heard, she doesn't make a whole lot of money and will most likely never afford the luxury she was living in before. She then started to find a way out of the life she was now forced to live and turned to dating apps to do all the hard work. There she'd started looking for men who had all kinds of money and were desperate for a woman like her. But considering that she'd just gotten out of jail and had nothing to show for it at all, no man was willing to go near her. She even tried getting back together with my brother by hitting him up again, but he told her no thank you before blocking her number and everything. I'm sure right now she's living in major regret of having kicked me out of the house a while back and leaving my brother in that divorce. As for what happened with myself, well, basically, after having to move out of my mom's house, I went and started to rent a townhouse closer to downtown where I'd be closer to the things I wanted to do. I continued to stay there even after my mom and brother both asked me to come back home, because it was really quite nice to be living on my own and having my own money again. Along with keeping up with all the work that comes with running a company online, I've also used some of my spare time to find some hobbies. And pretty soon here, once I'm fully settled in and happy with the way things are, I might start looking around and seeing if I can find myself a man who wouldn't mind a middle-aged, hard-working woman like myself. Why are you so slow at doing these things, huh? Haven't you transferred my monthly allowance into my bank account yet? Hurry up, all right? I'm having issues with paying for things. Do you really think it's okay to be self-employed these days? Because I didn't bother checking my accounts or anything, I have to pay about $1,000 more than usual. So hurry up so I can pay that back. Riley, I told you this already. You're about to get married, so you need to become more independent. I can't keep paying for your lifestyle. It's getting too much to handle. Huh? You didn't actually tell me that you were going to stop my allowance altogether, did you? You know that you can't do that to me, right? I need money to live my life. I haven't even had my wedding ceremony yet, so please just keep putting money into my bank account so I can pay for my living expenses. That's not how it works, Riley, and you should know that by now. Your fiance is a self-employed businessman who earns a lot of money. Why not ask him for some extra cash? You were bragging about that not so long ago, right? Why can't you just ask him for some money so you can buy whatever you want? Don't you think it's a bit arrogant to ask my fiancé for an allowance when we only just got engaged? Once we have the wedding, I'll feel more comfortable. We'll be husband and wife by then, so I can ask him then for whatever I like, and I'm sure he'll give it to me. He gives in to me very easily, actually, so it should be fine. But we're still engaged right now, and he's not quite my husband yet. I can't do that to an unmarried man. That's why I'm coming to you, Mom. Just please give me some money. I don't even get why you're coming to me for this when you're not even grateful for what I give you. You call me an old hag all the time. This has been one of the only times that you've even called me Mom. I don't understand you sometimes. I don't know how you ended up so terrible when your father tried so hard to do things for you. Wow, how can you be so pedantic? I thought people like this only existed in dramas on TV. You know, as soon as I get married, you're just going to push me away. You're going to make me do everything on my own. This is crazy. You know that you could lose the only daughter you've ever had, and I'm not even related to you by blood. You're just another woman who pushes their kids away and says things like she's not my daughter, so you don't have to take responsibility anymore. First of all, I never said I would do that to you. How could you say something like that about me? You label me as such a bad person all the time, Riley. Up until now, I've been giving more living expenses to you than what you actually need every month. I get it because you still don't have to work, but still. I've been supporting you financially for a while now, and I think I've been doing a really good job of that. But there's only so much that I can do for you, Riley. Yeah, and? So what that you have? You're making quite a bit of money, so you don't have to be so stingy with your earnings, right? You're my stepmother, after all, okay? You should be financially supporting me, no questions asked. You're the one that got married knowing you'd have to look after your stepchildren. Yes, I suppose I did, but I thought you'd be a little bit more grateful for the support I give you. Of course that's why I've been providing support for you to live. I'm trying to treat you as if you were my real daughter, my real flesh and blood. A woman should be allowed to do that at least. Yeah, so I don't see what the problem is. Please, just give me my living expense payment. For the sake of your adorable daughter's survival in this cruel world. Well, the problem is your attitude at the moment. You know that I work really hard to earn that money, right? It doesn't just fall out of the sky and land on your feet. I've given up a lot of my own downtime to work and to provide as much as I can for the family and myself as well. Yes, I've heard this whole speech before, and you've earned it through doing hard work. I get it. That's why I'm glad you're giving some of it to me. I can't think of a better way to be spending the money that you earn. It's pretty good, right? You've been working a little bit up until this point, right? You know how difficult it is to make a lot of money these days. Yeah, but that's why I'm asking you for money now, all right? Look, I quit my job already, and I've left the company I worked at. Wait, what? You've quit your job already? But I thought you were going to be there for a little bit longer. Why didn't you consult me about this? Because I'm an adult now, and I don't need to consult with my stepmother every time I need to make a decision on something. I'm getting married soon, so of course it was the right thing to up and leave the company. I don't need them now anyway. I'll have my husband soon enough. My fiance makes good money, so my future is looking very financially stable at the moment. The people around my desk were also very annoying, so I just quit. But you really can't just go and do something like that so soon. I feel like this could have been planned out a little better. I say this to you because I'm self-employed and it takes a lot to be successful. It's best to not seek stability from a self-employed position. It's unpredictable. Even though I'm making a lot of money now, I could fail and lose my business at any time. The economy could send me into a downward spiral. So maybe, for the time being, you could get a part-time job so that you're not in hot water later on. It would really help you in the long run, to be honest. Yeah, but that's the case you have to deal with. What you're saying isn't the situation I'm in. Look, my fiance is a very smart person. He's not going to fail no matter what happens to the economy or if other outside forces change. You're being too anxious. But you don't know what happens out there. You're not living in the reality of the real world, Riley. You think that you can get away with anything and everything? Being able to earn your own money can also be your only line of defense if something bad happens. Are you really going to put all of your eggs in one basket? Okay, whatever. I don't like talking to you when you get like this. An old hag like you leaves a stink on everything they say and do. What's your problem? Are you jealous of me or something? It's time to stop and actually be aware of how old you are. Stop trying to act young. Why are you bringing my age into this when all I'm trying to do is tell you to be careful with your money? As a mother, I'm giving you solid advice. There's only one thing you should be doing right now, Marge. Send me plenty of money for my living expenses. If you'll excuse me, I need to go and get my hair and nails done at the salon now. Please just send me my money. Bye-bye now. Are you kidding me, Riley? Please just wait a minute. Riley! I won't send you any money with that kind of attitude. I am sick of you treating me like a bank.
Hey, Marge. I'm sorry to bother you, but are you still sending money to Riley? Look, there's no need to transfer money to her anymore. She's a big part of our family, but I don't think you should be spoiling her forever. She's been so ungrateful throughout her entire life. I'm so exhausted, Marge.
Right. Well, that's what I thought too. She just got in touch with me, actually. She said that she wanted me to keep giving her money until the wedding ceremony was held. Well, until then, I don't mind having to do that for my own daughter. I mean, I've been feeding her and looking after her forever, so...
I had a feeling that she got in touch with you. I was also contacted by her earlier as well. I was also told the same thing, but I also told her no. I had a feeling she was urging you to give her some money. I thought she'd be a bit more independent. I thought she wouldn't be so spoiled.
Yeah, you're right. I really thought she would be too. Well, I did decide that I would take care of her money situation until she got married, so it can't be helped.
Oh, Marge, I'm really sorry about this. I've put too much effort into giving her what she wants, and now she's acting so terribly. I've caused a lot of trouble for us now. I can't stand the way she treats me and you. It's absolutely disgusting behavior.
I know, but oh well, it's pretty much a thing of the past. A lot has happened, but we were able to overcome those things back then. Once Riley is married and everything, things should settle down and maybe we can have a bit more peace and quiet.
Yeah, I really hope so. That girl is also getting married and should be acting like an adult. She needs to stand on her own 2 feet. Let's enjoy the time we have together from now on. Things have been kind of bad up until now. I just want to relax and spend the rest of my life with you, with no troubles.
I knew what I was getting into when I married you, Alan. I know you always feel bad and apologize for what's happened, but you've got to realize that none of this is your fault, Alan. But yeah, I will say I was surprised that she was more of a problem child than I expected.
Yes, and you've done so well with trying to cope with her. I do thank you for all the help you've given me, and that you've tried to do as much as you can for her.
Yeah, however, I didn't think that she'd find a man that earns his own money. I never expected that at all. I'm wondering if he's hiding his bad behavior or something dodgy. Maybe he's on the same level as Riley. Maybe one is just as bad as the other. I mean, I could be totally making this up, but I just have a bad feeling.
Hopefully he isn't that sort of guy, but I guess only time will tell. I would be grateful to be given a son-in-law that's better than Riley.
Oh, my dear, your true feelings are really coming out now. I suppose we'll get to know him more soon enough.
I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of person he is when it comes to seeing him at the wedding ceremony. Hopefully, things go a bit more smoothly, but I feel like it won't turn out that way. It never does.
Yes, it'll be an interesting occasion for sure. But let's just keep an eye on him, shall we? Anything could happen when it comes to anyone being with Riley. Hey, Marge, you won't believe this, but my fiance has been treating me to things all day today. I'm able to buy the things that I need for my wedding. He really is the best guy. Okay, I don't get you sometimes, Riley. What is with the attitude? Why is it only me that you're being salty to these days, huh? Well, you're not my real mother, so I feel like it's fine to treat you however I like. Especially since you're so hesitant to give me any money. You've got to be kidding me with this nonsense, Riley. You can't treat me like this. I'm still your stepmother. Your attitude is really frustrating me. Jeez, okay. Well, I was actually messaging you to tell you that you're no longer invited to the wedding ceremony. Wait, what? What did you just say? What do you mean I'm not invited? This isn't funny, Riley. This isn't the time to be making jokes. My fiance told me to tell you that you're not blood related, so why should you be invited to the wedding? Please don't show up on my wedding day. You'll ruin everything. What are you talking about? I am your stepmother, Riley. You're just going to push me away after all the things I've done? I've always taken care of you. Yeah, well, that's all over now, Marge. After all, I'm getting married, so I'll no longer be getting money from you, right? Since I won't be getting any money, I've got no use for you anymore. Oh my God, what the heck, Riley? Just because I'm not going to give you an allowance, you think you can just cut me out of your life? I don't see the point anymore. My father also said he's going to stop giving me money, but he's my biological father, so I guess I'll keep in touch with him. I can't believe you're doing this to your own family. But fine, do what you want, Riley. I understand. I won't come to your wedding then. Good. I'm glad that we're both on the same page about this. I thought I would have trouble getting you to understand. I don't want you involved in the rest of my life. Goodbye, you old hag. Don't even think about getting in contact with me ever again. I don't plan on it. I wish you nothing but the best, Riley. I hope that things work out for you and your fiancé. Just be careful because karma does work in some strange ways, you know. What the heck is going on around here? Do you know what's going on? It's my wedding ceremony today. You do know that, right? Yes, of course I know that. It's on my calendar. Oh, yep, today is your wedding day. But you told me I wasn't invited. That's why I did as you wished, Riley. I'm not going to show my face at your wedding. That would ruin everything, right? Please, just hang on a minute while I try and wrap my head around this. Why isn't Dad coming? Or any of the other family members? Why hasn't anyone shown up yet? I thought they said they were going to come to my wedding today. Oh, is that what you're talking about? I was getting confused for a second there. What else could I possibly be talking about? Did you actually do something to sabotage my wedding day? My family's side of the venue is the only side that has empty seats. This has become such a huge problem. What's going on? Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention this, but everyone wanted to come to your wedding today, but they chose not to in the end. They said that there was no point in going to some stranger's wedding. Well, that's what I heard them saying anyway. What the heck is that supposed to mean? How could something so bad happen right now? Wait, what do you mean a stranger's wedding? I'm talking about my own relatives here. Why would they try around and call me a stranger? It doesn't make sense. Well, the people that have been speaking this way are also my relatives, Riley. I guess to you, that would be your former relatives, to be precise. But I don't understand what you're saying. You're the only one in our family that's not a relative, Marge. No, I'm married to your father. I'm very well recognized as being a part of the family. But what about you, Riley? Huh? What on earth are you talking about, you evil woman? I'm my father's real daughter. What are you even saying? Have you gone insane? Riley, it seems like you've always been acting like this so that you can embarrass your relatives. You're always mean to the people around you. When you were little, you broke your classmates' hearing aids and played with them, thinking it was funny that they couldn't hear. Apparently, it was difficult to pay back the compensation that you owed. It was a huge bill. You caused the family so much trouble. Okay, yeah, maybe I did something along those lines, but come on, I was just a kid. We all do silly things. Kids can't help that. Besides, what's that got to do with what we're talking about right now? You need to tell those family members to get down here and fill those seats. We can talk about all the issues after the ceremony is finished. This is my day, and all eyes should be on me and only me. I'm the bride, remember? Well, it seems like everyone here doesn't care about what you just said, your father included. I'm so furious to learn about your attitude and your fiance's attitude towards my wife, Riley. You're both adults, for goodness sake. If you're cutting ties with me and treating me like a stranger, then you need to do the same for him too. You're breaking your father's heart, Riley. Wait a minute, cut off my real dad? But I couldn't do that to him, okay? Doesn't he want to take his adorable daughter's side in this? I'm going to tell you what happened. It was during the wedding rehearsal the other day. Your fiance's attitude was so terrible. Don't you remember the fight with your father? Yeah, we had a fight, but what of it? You know that he and his family are so strict. I thought his family wouldn't accept you as my stepmother. I can't even ignore you, so it's so frustrating. You're always getting in the way of my family. Up until now, Riley, I have treated you as if you were my real daughter. Whenever you got into trouble, I gave you money. I let you live your life without any inconveniences, and yet you still treat me badly and behave like this. I'm over it. And that's something that you wanted to do out of the kindness of your own heart, isn't it, Marge? Would you just stop being so patronizing? You know that I'm not going to forgive you for giving up your money for me. Do you think I should feel sorry for you? You should have been more careful about marrying my dad. Well, I was very much aware of your father's situation when it came to you. I'm a business owner, Riley. I'm not too worried about money. I know that you always thought that you could get a lot of money out of me since I was able to become your mother, so you just used me for that. Because I was able to give you a lot of money for your living expenses each month, I suppose it was a condition so that Alan and I could get married. Yeah, that's right. So, what's your point in all of this? Even if that wasn't the case, we were still poor. I was just a girl who used her father's money. I guess it's only natural for you to hate for trying to suck my dad's bank account dry. Yeah, I definitely thought that you thought of your father as a money tree and that's it. But he and I were aware of that. Yeah, I had a feeling you were both aware. Well, to be honest, I don't give a crap about that. I guess thank you for giving me money up until now. Thank you for all the hard work you've done, Marge. I guess it wasn't all for nothing. Okay, that's it. Alan and I are tired of your attitude. That's why I'm dealing with your selfishness right to the bitter end of this. From today onwards, have your wedding ceremony and do whatever you want as a married woman. We are now severing ties with you, Riley. You know what, Marge? You've gone all crazy. If you want to cut ties with me, do it. Do whatever you like. But you can't do that until after the wedding is over. Do you really think that everything's going to go your way all the time, Riley? You know that the world doesn't work like that, right? You can't always get what you want. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? You know that I get whatever I want when I want. What makes you say that to me now? Up until this point, you've been so selfish and used other people's money to get what you wanted. Even when I thought that you'd become a successful member of society, this is still how you are. I'm not surprised that your mother ran away from this mess. Wait, what do you mean? Why are you bringing up my mom? What would you know about her anyway? You'd be surprised, Riley. I know quite a bit about your mom. I'm talking about your real mom. Because of your bad behavior, I got depressed and ran off. Wait, what did you just say to me? I heard that she ran off with another man in the dead of night, never to be seen again. No? No, you're wrong. I made that up so Alan wouldn't hurt you. But I will say it was the best lie I've ever told. The real cause was your bad behavior. You made her feel so depressed, she wasn't in a good frame of mind at all when she left. Huh? But I don't understand. How could it possibly have been my fault? I was just a kid, right? Since you were a little girl, you have done nothing but hurt a lot of people. You were so evil, it cost a lot in compensation for what you did. You stabbed a neighbor. Your mother, who was also a bit of a troublemaker herself, felt responsible for your bad behavior. She got really depressed, she stopped going to work, and she abandoned her job and home. She ran as far away as she could. What? No way. That actually happened? She ran away because of me? Her only daughter? It seemed like Alan also tried to make an effort in helping you change your personality and your behavior. By that time, he realized he was too late, and this is the result we get. What the heck is that supposed to mean? Are you saying I'm a bad person? I'm not that bad, am I? Since both of you were working, you were able to make me this way. So what happened when it was only just my dad and he became really poor? Are you saying that this is all my fault? I suppose you could say that. It was very much your fault that all of this happened and why I'm here now, in this family. Once he was a married man, he had to pay for the compensation. I was there, I was able to help support him in that. You caused my husband a lot of trouble when all you had to do was behave yourself. Well, if you're a parent like that, it's only natural to do everything for your child, including wiping their own butt. If you say things like that, Riley, nothing will ever change with you. What you are will never change. All of your relatives are really disappointed in you. Especially when they found out that the one person who took good care of you wasn't invited to the wedding. I don't need an ungrateful daughter like you in my life. Okay, all right, I get it. You've made your point. Fine, then you can come along with them too. This is so embarrassing for me, okay? Didn't I tell you that the family is really strict? I'm so annoyed they're making me do something like this. I just need them to cooperate with me just this one time. Wow, you are not making things any easier, are you? Look, you chose this man all on your own, so now it's up to you to create your own happiness. If you think everything will go your way, you're wrong. This is what has happened as a result. You have caused so much trouble for us, even though we took care of you. God, give me a break, Marge. If things continue like this, my marriage could be annulled. I don't want that to happen, so please just get over here. We can't start the ceremony like this. Everyone will start questioning me where my family is. I can't have that happening. His family will wonder what's going on. It's all your own fault, Riley. Apparently all the relatives will cut ties with you after this because I made a connection with you. I've suffered my own loss here. I don't wish for this to happen, but I've got no other choice but to do this, Riley. Don't just use people and think they won't notice what you're doing. Okay, I get it. Look, I'm sorry for what I've done up until now. Please, let's just talk about this later and just get the family to come over here right now, please. There's nothing more you can do now, Riley. Even if you cry and beg, nothing's going to change. You've taken advantage of all the people in your life, and we've had enough of it. Don't you know that you need us more than we need you now? I bet that it's hard to be abandoned by all the people in your family and then get that realization that you're just a scumbag daughter. After that whole debacle, Riley got into a fight with the groom and the ceremony hall had turned into utter chaos. Apparently, the groom's relatives were so disappointed that they decided to file the divorce for the fiance. Some of Riley's friends said that they honestly didn't want to get involved with what happened. Apparently, this led to her being the laughingstock of the entire day, and she had become estranged to them. She was also cut off from all her relatives as well. With no one left to rely on, she reluctantly started looking for a part-time job in order to make a decent living for herself. At her former workplace, she proudly resigned from there. However, they all made fun of the unmarried woman, and so she quit her job and has never returned to her old workplace. Also, her former colleagues had heard so many rumors about her. They came to her part-time job to make fun of her, and she was so embarrassed. Riley's lived her life making fun of people and taking advantage of them. What goes around comes around, I suppose.
I'm on Ted's side and he has every right to be angry. What you did is unforgivable. Her.